Welcome to this unbroken vessel. If you desire to abide in the praises of these people, we will lift our hands, we will lift our hearts, and we will offer up this praise unto our own names. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody joining me. I'm sorry, I was looking for my Florida water. Hello, I am Adina. You guys are now officially beyond the veil. Happy Tuesday to you guys. I am breaking my usual program to come here today on this live while I'm smack dab in the middle of working a ceremony to talk to you guys about the breaking news about Tory Lanez. I was I was going to wait until tomorrow, my usual Wednesday live, to talk about this. But, I decided to just jump on in this thing. So I'm in this thing, and we're going to take a look at Tory Lanez's situation. Hello, JD. Hello, Erica. Happy Tuesday to you, ladies. To everyone that is. Hello, Taryn. Mods. We have Hello Phoenix. There is a member named Swimmingly. I don't know if you guys can do this. I may have to do it. But they emailed me and mentioned that they can't comment on here anymore. They think they were accidentally muted or something. Mods, if you have the ability to unmute someone, can you check and see if Swimmingly is muted? And if you don't worry about it. I'll do it. Swimmingly, if you're out there, hello, my dear. So I am not going to make you guys wait too long. Let's just talk. Hello, the Bostress. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So, as we know, Tory Lanez, the rapper who has been jailed or imprisoned for the situation he was in with Megan Thee Stallion. He wasn't I believe he was jailed for having a gun, and he wasn't supposed to have a gun, but hey, sissy Barbie, but that led to him being jailed, the situation with Megan Thee Stallion, and that is why I am not drinking on tonight's live. One second. Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse my socks. Yes, these are my Christmas socks, but the ceremony is going on back there, and I heard something. So anyways, I'm not drinking tonight because I feel like alcohol led Tory Lanez into the situation that got him cased up. Yes, I just fixed my wig. And so I'm not going to drink on this live tonight because this is a serious matter. So Tory Lanez was stabbed in prison. Reportedly, my Christmas socks. Reportedly, he was stabbed about 14 times while in prison. I have not been keeping up or following up about his current condition. So since I don't know, I'm just going to say prayers to that man. And I am going to start with an oracle card on the situation. Here's my Florida water. Okay. All right. Now we can get it popping. His lungs collapsed, but they said he is recovering. That was a hit, says JD. Well, let's see. All right, let's start with an oracle card here. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for YouTube, for letting me use their platform. Thank you for everyone watching me today. And thank you for this gift that I'm going to use to look into the matter of Tory Lanez. Most High, Tory Lanez, who is in prison, has also been stabbed. This looks like an attempt on his life. That's what it looks like. Obviously, if someone stabbed him, that they were attempting to take him out. What comes to mind is the reading I did about the deposition, him and Milagros' deposition, when he kept coming for the lady and telling her that she needed to get a comb the next time. A comb. Remember, we were gagging about that. Remember, I said they're coming for you, Tory Lanez. That's what just came to mind, that warning, because even though we were having such a gag and it was so funny, I remember saying, Tory Lanez, they are coming for you. They are going to get their lick back because of how, resilient he has been. And I've stated from reading his energy that his spirit, his soul, his energy is one of a man that is not going to just lay down and take something that he feels like he is being wrongly accused of, or he feels like the justice system has been used against him. That's always what I pick up for his energy. If this man survived a stabbing of 14 times, he survived a Rock Nation takedown. What does this say about this man? This man is resilient. Whether the situation is true or not, we've seen or I won't say Rock Nation, we've seen Meg the Stallion file multiple lawsuits against him. The trial, the restraining order after he was locked up, pulling him into deposition, all while he maintained his freedom. And then right after he made such a mockery of their deposition and the attorney who was deposing him, I remember saying, Tory Lanez, they're going to get their lick back. Now, I didn't know it was going to be like this. So, if that's the case. But I remember that warning. Maybe this has something to do with that. Maybe it doesn't. But that's what came to mind as I began calling his energy. Most High, Mother and Father God, have faith in your dreams wants to be seen. Have faith in your dreams of being set free. I think that's what Tory Lanez, that's the problem with him for some people, is that he's resilient. Most people, they get hit with the legal or justice system and they usually become a shell of themselves. I know, because my daddy is a shell of himself after doing 20 years in the feds. So I know how it changes people. And so regardless of what he did or didn't do, he's in prison. And I'm speaking about his spirit while being in prison. He's very resilient. So this isn't an opinion about why he's in prison. This is saying that every time I read him, since he's been locked up, I get resilience in his spirit. And surviving this kind of attack speaks of that resilience. Most High, Mother and Father God, can you give me an oracle card message to tell me and tell us about what happened with Tory Lanez? We know that he was stabbed. Was this just a random attack? Because, not random, but was this random? Was this an attack due to prison politics and his life in prison since he's been in there for some time? He may have made some enemies on his own. Or is this something else? Does this have anything to do with Rock Nation and Meg the Stallion? Is it any of these scenarios? Spirit, can you enlighten us through the oracle cards about Tory Lanez stabbing? So I have things to say about his spirituality and that Obeah. Whether they work Obeah or whether they are just praying really hard, those people's woo work. Because their woo, whether it's just regular prayers or whether they're doing some extra woo, which I'm pretty sure they are, and his own resilience. And somebody said he's a Leo. That makes sense. Look, don't let your pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. This is a man that's standing tall about himself, has been standing tall in his energy. It's been standing tall. It hasn't been bowed down. It hasn't been broken. And I think that is why it's come to this. I don't really feel any energy just from something he got into while in prison, but I'm trying not to jump straight to that. So let me just get this oracle card. It's time to take action in reverse. Lets me know that this is not something that just happened like he's in prison on the yard. You know, he wants to get on the bench. Somebody else is on the bench. He says, get up, fool, move. And the other dude says, who you talking to? And then him and Tory Lanez have a square off, except Tory Lanez is in his chest because he's short. And then next thing you know, they're like, mm. And then shank, shank, shank. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, yo, homie, what you said about, what you said about me yesterday in the showers, what you said about my shrimp, It wasn't that. It's time to take action in reverse means no more action needs to be taken. They don't want this man to be able to take any more actions, like fight. There needs to be no more fight in this man. Now, again, maybe I'll just say again, maybe. No, I'm not going to say that because that's not what the case is. There needs to be no more fight in Tory Lanez. Does he have an appeal coming up? An attempt to appeal? RB is here, guys. Wait, hold on, you guys. RB is here. RB, we thought they got you. We thought they got you. We thought they found somebody in your basement. For real, for real. Oh my God. I'm so glad to see you in here. Anyways, does he have an appeal or something coming up? His appeal was accepted. What does that mean when an appeal is accepted? This man is going to continue to fight his way out and defy what has been done, which needs to stay done. What has been done to Tory Lanez needs to stay done. I don't think anybody anticipated him getting locked up for this amount of time and still being like, aha, thug life. You might have taken away my freedom. And I said this before about him in the last reading I just did on him. You may have, okay, they can reopen it. They're going to look into what he's saying. Yes, he needs to go before he can go back before any other judge or any other jury or any other court that might be sympathetic to him or give him another ear. What's done needed to stay done, and nobody expected Tory Lanez to get locked up with his little small self after seeing all the avenues that people could take to use the system against him. I think that they thought he was going to get in there and then be defeated. JD said the Attorney General is reviewing the whole case from top to bottom. It'd be a great thing if he's not here. If somebody, say a whole new legal team came in and took a look at Tory Lanez's case and say that he did not get a proper trial the first time, what do you think that would say about Rock Nation and all the rumors? And these are all hypothetical what ifs I'm just putting out there. I'm so glad, RB, I'm so glad they didn't catch you, because I had just said on my last live, we may have to take up a fund for RB. I got to see the charges that they hit you with. But if it ain't crazy, we was going to ride for you, RB. Because I told you the feds be lurking on here, and to just be careful. Imagine now, in my last reading about Megan Thee Stallion and how she felt about that deposition, the tower moment was her outcome. So, and I said I didn't know if this was a tower moment for her or if that was for Tory Lanez or Milagro, but all of them actually. Imagine if another judge says, you know what, I want to take a look. Diddy back in here. Diddy, get out. You got too much stuff going on. I just told everybody what you had going on. Told everybody how you was gonna try to spray Cassie, and that's exactly what you did. Get out of here, Diddy. Get out. You got to go, Diddy. Get out. interrupted my chat again. Y'all do not entertain Diddy in here. He don't, just let him be in here and watch. Don't talk to him. Just let him watch because he got to get his mind off of things. But don't interact with him unless you get the cooties, the Fed cooties. Okay, for the feds be knocking at your door. Don't talk to him, y'all. Anyways, imagine what that would look like if a judge says, you know what, I would like to take a look at this case again. And then if a judge says, you know what, I decided that something wasn't right in this case and we're going to retry it or throw it out and let them out. Now, what would that look like for Megan Thee Stallion, Rock Nation, and all the money and the people, the other people that helped them get justice for Megan Thee Stallion? What would that say about them when there have been so many people that have been contrary to the narrative that they've been telling? Poor Jay-Z, he just can't get a break. Conclusions are within reach. This tells me that this doesn't have anything to do with anything random in prison. Conclusions are within reach. His case was about to get another looky-see. And it's time to take action had to be stopped. Him taking action had to be stopped. This is an Aries card. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So a whole new energy, a whole new start, a whole new beginning being brought to his case when conclusions were supposed to be made a long time ago. That's what the oracles have to say. Adjustments are required. Some adjustments to his case, maybe. And then some adjustments to his well-being before any adjustments to his case can be made. This is, you know, I always refrain from being very explicit about what I see in my readings because I know how sensitive that subject is, and I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke with my viewers. I don't want any smoke with my viewers. So I try to be very light with it, and try to keep my bias out. But in this situation, trout face. I can't get the trout face off because this is some low down, dirty stuff. Black on black crime. The worst of the black on black crime. This is the worst of, this is just lock a ninja up, then try to take his life when he shows them. Remember, I said they can take his freedom. In my last reading, they can take his freedom, but they can't take his life. I literally just said that, and then they tried. Go back and watch the last Tory Lanez deposition thingy I did. Bragged and boast about how he and his energy was just like, y'all can take away 10 years of my time, but you can't take away my life or my resilience or my truth. And what happened? Boom. He ain't untouchable. And to be honest, all you see, whoever is working the wool, they might got a strong hand in wool, but they need somebody with sight. Because somebody like me could say, okay, you guys wanna, you know, get your lick back, right? Because it's justified. Well, you got to know where to strike. You got David and Goliath, and David knew just where to sling that stone where it would take a person out right there. And that's where he hit him. So if Tory Lanez people is watching, y'all got to get a good divination done on your opponent. A good divination done on your opponent so you can see how they're feeling about that situation, what they're planning to do, where their weakness is. Ask the spirits to show you where a person's weakness is, especially an enemy to you if you're in the midst of battle, and they will show you. Your spirits, your ancestors, they'll show you. The spirits will show you. This person is attacking me. Help me fight back. Show me where to sling my stone. And then when they show you, cut the head off of the snake. Don't play with it. Don't injure it. Cut it off, the head off of the snake. That's what you got to do. That's just what you got to do. Because that's what they tried to do to you. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to. I feel shaky. I'm getting ready to call up Tory Lanez, and I'm starting to feel shaky. My body's weak. So he's definitely weakened right now, even in his energy. This has definitely stabbed him in his spirit. That resilient spirit that I was just talking about he had, that's been broken. I won't say severed. It's been punctured. It's been punctured. I can hear his soul crying out to God. I can hear his soul crying out to God. This ain't even a prayer. This is a cry out. This is a cry out. Like, even if he can't be that fully conscious, in his subconscious, you know that I've been righteous in my dealings. You know, I can hear, you know what's been done to me. You know what's been done to me. How could you abandon me like this? And I pray that God gives him the answers that his soul needs to heal. Because having a physical injury is one thing, but when that resilience that he had that kept him very strong, when that starts to get tampered with, it's hard to heal even from a physical ailment. I don't think that he's going to stay in that state. But some moment while laying in his recovery bed, I do believe he had that moment of saying, like, how much more can I take? How much more can I take? And that's a human thing to experience. That is a very human thing. So grace and compassion. Most High, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective. Oh, I feel weak and shaky. I've been in the hospital several times. I see you 3 times. So I know what it feels like when your body is weak and shaky. Just weak. Too weak to barely lift up your hands. That's what it feels like. This man is definitely down for the count. Because I can feel it. Please allow me to speak to the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Tory Lanez. Whatever parts of him are strong enough to communicate in this way, please allow them to communicate. Oh, where is his mama? Oh, okay, I see her. I see her and his daddy. I hear their prayers. His mama, though, for some reason, she's who I'm picking up on, because I just instantly got the urge to just take him and rock him in my bosom. I hope they're letting her touch her baby, you know, be able to touch him, because he's still locked up even though he's in a hospital. I hope she's able to hold and touch and feel her baby. He has a maternal ancestor that is rocking him, his spirit, his soul, nursing, nurturing him. Just like this. Humming something to him. This is his spirit being rocked by a maternal somebody on the other side. I believe his mom passed when he was a kid. Okay, his mama. That's his mama then. All right. Okay, so she can touch her baby then. All right. Was she like a caramel complexion, maybe lighter? I don't think she was dark, maybe not even dark as me. Okay, that's who's rocking him. Okay. Humming something to him. I believe he's going to be okay. Sissy Barbie. I'm so glad because I was about to get emotional in this energy that I'm in, seeing him, his spirit, his soul, his energy being rocked by his mama. I was going to get emotional, but as soon as you said Danye, y'all is never going to let me live Danye down, and I hope you don't. I hope y'all always clock me at the perfect time. Yes, it's giving Danye watching Kanye, but no. I can see his mama next to his hospital bed. That's why I was saying I hope they're letting her touch him, but I thought she was alive. In my mind, I see her there. And so I was saying, because when they're locked up, even in the hospital, sometimes they're still isolated. Maybe they can only look at them through a glass. But I saw her touching his face, standing over him, hugging him while he's in the bed, kissing his face. Then I saw a woman, I can't see who she is, but I just see her holding him in her lap, rocking him in her bosom, and humming. Okay. Hi, J Dog from Turkey. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? She died of kidney disease? Okay. Luella Peterson. Oh, Taryn, you're his fan. You know all these things. Luella Peterson. Ooh. Ooh. Luella Peterson. Ooh. Luella has threats. Luella has threats, and she is not going to let this slide. Luella is not going, his mother is not going to let this slide. Before I even begin reading Tory Lanez, I'm not even going to tell y'all what I heard in my mind. I ain't going to tell you everything I saw. She is coming for you. You know what? I'm just going to tell y'all this one thing I heard in my mind. You ain't seen. Never mind. I ain't going to say it. I'm going to just let the chips fall where they may. Ooh, child. Ooh. Is they Jamaican? Where are they from? Where are they from? They Jamaican? Ooh, are they Jamaican? Was his mama Jamaican? I know his daddy might be. Was his mama Jamaican too? Was she a Caribbean woman? Whatever she knew how to do in life, or whatever their family knows how to do spiritually, she says she's only gotten stronger. She says, I can make things happen in the physical. I can make things happen in the physical. That's what I see and hear, just like that. I can make things happen in the physical. Now, she's learned how to make things happen in the physical. Not just influence through people that are still alive, but she knows how to, from where she is, shoot off enough energy to make shit happen. She doesn't need it to be through people. She says she knows how to make shit happen. Just like that. In the physical, she says she knows how to make things happen in the physical. That's how mad she is. She can't do nothing but clap. And this finger here, I don't know when she was alive, if when she got mad, she used this finger to wave around, but I see this finger and I see hands. Fire. Fire. She said y'all ain't seen a hot girl summer yet. All right, Tory Lanez. His mama, I wouldn't be surprised if she came out in this reading. His mama said, no, no, no. No, 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 no. You just couldn't leave well enough alone. Ooh. The mama bears on the other side, child. The mama bears on the other side. Tory Lanez, talk to me about what happened to you to cause you to get stabbed. Tory Lanez, talk to me about your stab. His mother will speak for him. She wants him to conserve his energy. He can't talk. He's not strong enough, energetic enough to talk right now. Right now, he's not a big Leo. He's not the king. He's not the knight. He's a little page right now, and he's too weak. Mama Bear said, I will talk for him. I'll tell it. I'll tell it. She says, he's too political anyways. I don't care. And she telling me, and I better not care either. I better tell it. Ooh, just make sure if I lose 10, you bring me back 10. Okay, and I'm talking about subscribers, because I always lose a couple. It ain't alive if I don't lose a couple. I'm going to gain some. I'm going to lose some. But I live. I live to fight another day. What happened to Tory Lanez to cause him to get stabbed? What happened with this stabbing with Tory Lanez, and will he be okay? She said they tried to take my baby out. Now, this is as many swords as the tarot deck is going to allow, 10, but he was stabbed 14 times. Look at this. You ain't even got to know how to read tarot to see this. Tory Lanez getting stabbed. The first card out is the 10 of Swords. A person with 10 swords in their bike. In their back. A sneak attack. Wasn't expecting it. Yep, the red cape like the blood. Absolutely. Wasn't expecting it. The other problem with that red cape, that's his resilience. Valor. Valor. This person wouldn't have 10 knives in their back if they didn't have courage, resilience, valor. So somebody felt like they had to be taken down, and they couldn't face them to do it because that person is too resilient. His mama said they tried to take my baby out. You're not supposed to survive 14 stabs. That wasn't their intent, was to just hurt him. Pinch him a bitch. Pinch him a bit. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse is a card of codependency. You know what sounds like codependent? Codefendant. Codefendant. If there's a chance that his case may have been reopened then maybe, just maybe, his unofficial co-defendant, i.e. Kelsey, this time would really be looked at in a different way, and he wouldn't. I also would not be surprised if a guard allowed this to happen. Somebody on the payroll of somebody else, or somebody who just was paid enough money to look the other way. But the problem is that the challenge to this had to happen because codependent, co-defendant. Makes me think the co-defendant in his original trial for Megan Thee Stallion's shooting was really his co-defendant, or who should have been his co-defendant, Kelsey. If he gets an appeal this time around, that's who would be looked at as an equal suspect as he was, because that would be the purpose for an appeal, or them reopening his case to see if the other person involved actually did do it, and he didn't. But somebody at that jail took some money to look away. A birdie. So somebody took some money to allow this to happen. It's like there was some kind of signal given of when his guard should be lower, or when it's okay. Like some sort of signal, a sound, a look, something, some sort of signal was given between the guard or whomever and the person who actually did the stabbing. Hello, sexy sassy. Lahoo. Past position, the sun. This is Tory Lanez in all his glory. This is a Leo card, the sun. Look, there's that red cape of resilience and courage, the same one that got him in this situation. So it's not just the blood, because he had it here. And this baby on a white horse, these are on this card to represent purity and innocence. The baby, the naked baby on a white horse are here on this card to represent purity and innocence. This man, Daystar, sun card, was very much courageous, resilient. And he was that way because he felt he was pure and innocent. And so he was boisterous like a Leo, like the sun. Aha, comb your hair, lady. If you're gonna come at me, comb your hair, please. Make it good. Make me want to look at you if you're gonna come for me. And I knew then that they were gonna try to get their lick back, because they can tell by his energy and that deposition that this man is not going to lay down and take this ever. We can come at his blogger friends. We can come at any and everybody. But as long as he's alive, he is going to sit on this white horse of purity and innocence. He's never going to let our side of the truth just be the truth. He's never just going to shut up. And what happened next? A sword. A hand from a cloud out of nowhere. Now, this card gives tea, because this isn't the Five of Swords. That would have given me, he got into it. There was some kind of prison gang beef, and that was a result of that. No, 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 no. As a matter of fact, this hand is coming out from a cloud, meaning from out of nowhere. and it has a crown on it. So the intention behind this stabbing, because look, there's just one knife here, so shank shank. But the intention behind it was probably having something to do with either his celebrity status or someone that's king-like, a royal figure, a big boss figure who wanted his head. Somebody powerful enough to make things comfortable in his situation, even though he's in prison and is probably going to get in more trouble for this. They can make it comfortable for him if he does it. Crowning him, the deposition between him and Milagro Grams. I'll ask that, sexy sassy. I said when I did that reading, what was that, last week or the week before last, when they had that deposition, I said, Tory Lanez, you be careful. I told him and Milagro to be careful because they didn't like the show Tory put on. They didn't like his resilience. That's what this is. Pink Flame, that is how I feel doing them. I said before many times, I don't like reading Megan Thee Stallion. I don't like reading her situation either because I have to be very candid. I'm just here to read for you guys, not give my opinion. This isn't my podcast or anything like that. So this is because of the deposition and the case with Milagro Graham. I told you guys before, the problem is that it doesn't matter if it's Milagro, it doesn't matter if it's Tasha K, it doesn't matter what platform he speaks to. They don't want him to be able to give his truth to anyone with a platform. Now, a lot of people probably didn't want to get that invested. Like a lot of people with platforms probably didn't want to get that invested, but Milagro did because she had a strong feeling about what had happened to him. She felt like it was wrong, and so she felt like it was right for her to stick up for that perspective about him. And in turn, I believe she kind of built a relationship with his father and his family. If she's in with his family, think of all the truths or his truths that she would know, which is why they went after her. Because she probably had intimate details, which is why her stance was so strong. People can say that she probably came at Megan Thee Stallion too strong. I don't know because I didn't really listen to her like that during that time. But what I will say is, if you are emotionally invested because you know you've been hearing from this person, their family, you've been getting all the backstory tea of what might have been done against him to get him locked up, that maybe he couldn't talk about, they couldn't talk about because they understood the beast that they were working against. Well, she was probably very like, this is why she took the stance that she did. But this is also why they came after her too, because she got more invested than they feel like any other blogger did. But the problem was this deposition. I think that's what led to this situation. If it wasn't for how he behaved at that deposition, this may not have happened. And this was his energy at the deposition, fooling around, not taking it seriously. He was never, listen, they got him in court like, sir, this is serious. We're deposing you. And he was like, thug life? Y'all done gave me 10 years. you know, you can't, after I do these, you can't do nothing else to me. So I don't take y'all serious because y'all haven't taken the law serious. That's their issue with him. Not just that he didn't take it seriously, but they were like, no, 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 no. This man actually doesn't take it serious enough to just lay down and take it at all. Most other black men would be terrified. They'd be scared. And like I said, they'd be a shell of himself. Hey, Jay Simone. But no, the attitude that he gave at that deposition where he was clowning all of them, for one, that white lady was offended. I wouldn't be surprised if she went back to Jay-Z like, you know what? I don't usually get down like this, but call your people. Because he came for my hair. Do you think my hair really does look like he says? Because she probably spent the rest of the day thinking about her hair and whether it gave needing a comb, if it gave bird's nest. And she was down for whatever Jay-Z might be down for, or Rock Nation, or whomever might be down for some things. Current, a hard drive copy is the answers. You're looking for the fourth card on the bottom. I don't know what you're talking about. This is in his current action position, so he's currently, I believe he's conscious now. Not like moving around. Maybe he can blink and stuff, open his eyes. If he is conscious, he's probably really paranoid about everybody around him, whether somebody might finish him off through the medication or something. If he is conscious, he's probably still really concerned about the people around him. Because they're powerful, so if they can get him in there, they can get him in there. However, I believe he is expected to recover. I also believe that a potential for his case to get a second glance. Because this Four of Swords is laying right next to this Ace of Swords here. Although I do think if nobody tampers with him, if they allow him to recover, he's expected to recover with challenges. And this is the card that was on the bottom where I was getting ready to, mix up the cards, and I was calling up his spirit. His mother showed me this. She said he's not in a good place his energy is low. He's recovering. He's not okay. So he couldn't do this reading. His mama is, though. Outcome, Hot Girl Meg. Now his mama is doing this reading for me. So it's not him I'm talking to, it's his mama. And some of the things that I didn't want to say that I was hearing in my mind had to do with this hot girl summer. The little part that I let out where I said, if y'all thought y'all saw a hot girl summer, that's what she was saying in my mind. Y'all ain't seen a hot girl summer yet. I'm going to light this bitch up. That's what I heard his mama saying. I'm going to burn down everything. His mother wants to burn the whole machine down and everybody in it. So this is why Meg had the Tower card in her outcome. I don't know how this is going to work out for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Tory's mother is who you have to worry about. It ain't even nobody alive, Megan Thee Stallion. And that's the problem, because you can put a lawsuit on anybody alive who comes for you. You's got you an enemy, Megan Thee Stallion, on the other side. And as an expert in this field, those are the worst kind. The worst kind. Because if you don't have eyes to see, how you gonna see them coming? How you gonna see what they're doing? And his mama says she's learned how to make things happen in the practical world. She knows the things. So imagine a spirit doing juju on you. That's different though. That's different because time doesn't exist to her. The present, the future, the past, it's all right in front of her. So your outcomes, as far as she's concerned, she can see them. So she can alter them too. Because she said she's learned how to. Not all spirits can alter people's path. But she says she's learned how to make things happen in this realm. So, child, no, this had nothing to do with the gang war. And if it did, it was meant to happen to allow Tory Lanez. Oh, look, that's Megan. So if there was a rumble, it was all set up just so that this could happen to Tory Lanez, because these are wands, fire sign cards. So everybody on this card is concerned with a fire sign. And so is this bitter Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Now this is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini woman. And this queen in particular in reverse is very, very dangerous. Broke and bitter. Broken, bitter. And then what you have here, it looks like a setup. Queen of Wands reversed as the outcome. Ooh, not so fast. Not so fast, hot yeah. That's what it mama say. You mess with her pygmy. Oh, Megan, call me, honey. But you got to spend 40 bands. Because Mama Peterson is... I'm going to have to pay her off if I help you, Megan. So, you got to pay a reparation fee because we don't do this to black men, honey. I don't stand with that. I don't stand with that. Not in my community, not in my house. The feminines are here, are divine. We are queens. Maybe an eye for an eye, but I don't think your life was threatened or taken. So, all right, Queen of Wands in reverse. Why is this Queen of Wands in reverse for Tory Lanez's outcome as it relates to his stabbing? Well, it seems that this stabbing had to do with this Queen of Wands in reverse and her situation alone. Something possibly having to do with her being drunk with all these cups. 9 of Cups. This is a weird case card in this context. Academics had this in his outcome, and he had a weird case. Ice Spice had this in her outcome, and she had a weird a PR stunt with that boy and his girlfriend. Megan's weird case is her getting drunk at Kylie Jenner's party, and then things going left due to her emotions cups and her alcohol cups. And I'm saying her because I don't think that that night, if you take Megan Thee Stallion out of the picture, but you leave Tory Lanez there at that party, I don't think he'd be in jail. But then you put in Megan Thee Stallion, her emotions and the alcohol are what escalated things that night. So only so much that she can do. Taryn, Kris Jenner, she was helping him at first, I believe. But Kris is, they're only going to go against the Hollywood machine too much because they're a part of it. So once they saw the links, you know, they're just like, oh, you know, fuck it, we white again. We're white again. I also think that Queen of Cups was probably me seeing Milagro because I didn't know she was a Scorpio. Queen of Wands in reverse. Megan, it seems Tory's mother is narrating this outcome. She blames you for this happening to him and she wants to get her lick back to you, I believe, because of your emotions that night and your drinking. Now she sees her son here in the upright and because you were screwing him. See, you got flipped up, turned upside down that night because you had a relationship with him, king and queen, but you got mad that night. You got mad because he was with Kylie, he was flirting with her. And so these are you, Megan. This is you being mad, and this is you being drunk and emotional. And I believe they said the gun was in your bag. You were Kelsey's bag. So that's why this curtain is hidden. Tory didn't even know a gun was in that vehicle that night until it was brandished. Which is why this curtain is hidden, because the bag was with you and your friend. I mean, the gun was with you and your friend. Tory didn't know when he got into a car with you guys that you had a gun. Had he? You might not have. He might have just been like, fuck this, I'm finna stay here and fuck with Kylie. I can't even be around guns. But by the time he's in a car and you and Kelsey is clawing and scratching and pulling each other's hair, and then y'all get out, and then one person, I believe Kelsey, pulls out that thing, that's when I think Tory was like, oh, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. Two drunk, emotional women? He better than me because I'd have left them bitches right there. Because I know that's a recipe for disaster. Them bullets wouldn't have nobody name on it. Two drunk, emotional, fighting women? No, I wouldn't even try to break that up. I'd have left. I'd have found the safest hiding spot because one of them hoes gonna start shooting and neither one of them look like they know how to shoot, got a good aim or any of that. And it's always the innocent bystanders. So Tory was better than me. Good upstanding citizen here. Cause he was like, oh no. Let me land. Wait. Hold on. Put the gun down. Let me take the gun. Let me take, and then next thing you know, fling, ping, pop. See, that's why God ain't make me a man. Protect black women. Them bitches drunk with a gun. Who gonna protect me when I'm dead? They be all right. May the best woman win. I holla. Driver. And they'd just been standing there, and I'd have found out what happened the next day, maybe if somebody told me from the safety of Kylie's bed. That's what I would have been doing. From the safety of Kylie's bed, I would have found out whatever went down between them the rest of the night, the next day, from the safety of Kylie's bed. Okay, that's where Tory Lanez up at, trying to be a good guy. Okay, fuck that. Let them hoes fight. They ain't fucking up my night. In the wise words of Tupac. And that's exactly how I think it happened. He did not shoot bullets, arrows directly at you. He didn't even tell you to dance. No. They weren't being directed at you, at least not from him. This upstanding man Why are the fast-moving arrows, which could be considered bullets too, but they had arrows when these cars were made, are in reverse? Now this would be like, oh no, he tried to take her out. I'm surprised he didn't give her a headshot. No, 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 no. He stepped in all right, but that was to keep these arrows from flying around all willy-nilly. And that's why, Megan, for some reason, you're in reverse here in the outcome. Good luck with Tory Lanez's mother. I don't know how you're going to fight that. And here you are again on the bottom. On the bottom, Queen of Swords in reverse. Outcome, Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Broke, struggling. His mom is actually reading her for filth. Now here's you, upright. This is the only time you're upright, when you're putting out music or drinking. Because this is a cup. It could be music, it could be drinking, it could be both. Because she's holding a chalice and she's looking at it. So it seems like Tory's mother is reading you for filth, or that's just how the industry sees you. The only time you're really at your best is when you have a cup. And look at the way this queen is gazing at her chalice, her golden chalice. She's not gazing at anything else. She's gazing at that chalice. But in every other version of these queens, Megan, they see you in reverse. Reverse, reverse. Until it comes time to drink. Lord, be a fence all around me every day. That's the only time I've seen a queen upright. Or this could be Milagro. Tory's mama may feel like, thank God she stepped in and had his back. Either way it goes, people are going to associate this to Megan Thee Stallion, which is why she's in reverse. And best case scenario, that's the best case scenario, that people are just going to associate Megan Thee Stallion with this. It's going to further tarnish her reputation. So good luck with your career, because I don't think that it's going to help you, Megan. Not saying that you did anything. I'm reading this. This was all for entertainment purposes and hypothetical according to my imagination. What I'm saying, though, is whether Megan had anything to do with this or not, the people are going to feel a way. Just like they felt a way about Tory Lanez being accused of shooting her, whether he did or he didn't. Not everybody believed it. And her image and her career took a hit. Megan, this is going to cause you to take a further hit with your image and your career. And my thing, because I did see some comments of people saying that this was Tory Lanez's karma. If this is Tory Lanez's karma, whose karma was it that got him in this situation? And have the other parties that were involved in this situation, have they truly, truly, truly been thriving, at peace with themselves? Forget the money, forget the galas, forget the clout. Because I don't like reading Megan Thee Stallion for one reason and one reason only, and it has nothing to do with my opinion. It has everything to do with her energy. That's not an energy that I feel comfortable with. I don't have any reason for me to be in that energy in my own personal life. So when I have to get into it to read her, I don't like it. I'm not that kind of woman. I'm not that kind of person. It's contrary to me. It feels offensive to me. And it's difficult for me to read her without my biases coming out, because her energy gives the type of woman that I would never associate myself with unless she was a client. And in that case, then I would be more than invested into helping her to heal and evolve and grow. Megan is difficult to read because guilt. There is a battle between, in my opinion, Megan Thee Stallion struggles to sell her soul. There's a struggle because her soul doesn't want to be sold. Megan is an Aquarius. The soul desires to be free. That is the least controlled sign in the zodiac. Aquariuses want to be free spirited, free thinkers. They don't really want to be tied down or conform. They want to be free to innovate. They want their soul to just experience, which is why they shouldn't be tied down until they're ready to experience being tied down. So for Megan to do things, and selling your soul is doing things for something that your soul doesn't want to do. Things that leave a stain on you, but you do it because of fame, because of money, because of image, contract. That's what selling your soul is. She struggles with the things that she's had to do to become Megan Thee Stallion. Whether she consciously does, when I'm in her energy, there is a battle because her soul is like, girl, I'm barely surviving the alcohol, but I want to be in your body and I want to influence you in a different way. But Megan is like, no, I need you to pipe down and not be so loud in my ear, not be a constant reminder of the things that I'm doing that no being in me agrees with necessarily. And piece by piece, it becomes easier for her to do certain things, for her to justify certain things. But when I read her, I don't like it because of that. I don't like how her spirit feels. It I would be surprised if she sleeps, if she gets really good sleep. Because I'm an air sign and I know the way my mind, sometimes I have a hard time. That's why I smoke weed. Because my mind is just constantly. Now I know how to turn it off now, but you know, I imagine those thoughts constantly, like you're constantly having to think of one of your skeletons falling out of the closet, or someone else coming out to sue you, or someone else speaking on you negatively, or something else the label wants for you, or some new debt, or no peace. The ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future haunt her, and that's why I don't like doing her readings. It's not because I don't like her. I don't have no problem with Megan. I spent a very long time trying to perfect my Oh, and now I got it. But I, as a woo lady, a healer, if she were to come to me, this is what I would tell her. Girl, your spirit, come on now. I'm glad you came here so we can get you together. First things first, leave this industry. Leave it. Because something tells me in her soul, this isn't what her first desire was. It was college. It was to be something that she felt was impactful. But outside was calling. Twitter gonna be in shambles? Why? I don't know too much of her music. I know one song that I'm not saying I only know one song. Um, I didn't really hear about her really that much until she did that song with Nicki Minaj. But she had that song Captain Hook. I enjoy it with the baby. And in certain environments, if I hear a song, I may like it like at a lounge, a club, or in somebody's car. I may like a song more. I might like a song then because I heard it at the right time and at the right place. I may never listen to it again, but at that moment, I may like it. I was coming back from Tampa the other day and my cousin was playing Lotto, and I think she has a song. No, Glorilla. My cousin was playing Glorilla, and I think her and Megan Thee Stallion have a song together, and I liked it. I liked it because I was high. I was sipping. The music was up. Her speakers was beating. We was sliding down 75. I like the beat, and I think they did a good job at writing the beat. Um, but I can't speak for the rest of her music. I'm not a big I'm not a big that kind of girl. Ah, no, I can't. Yeah, I liked Captain Hook. Um, so yeah, no. So I'm not opposed. I just, it's her energy. I don't care. I don't enjoy. So that's my Tory Lanez reading, impromptu, and I'm still gonna come on tomorrow. If you guys are not my member, you guys missed a very good, my last two readings on the new Pope and on King Von. Chef's kiss to JD. She's the one who sent me that picture that I shared on my membership channel of King Von and all those other gang members with the new Pope. According to JD, who sent me that picture, it's from 2016 from Chicago. And apparently, they used to have some sort of maybe outreach program for gang members and thugs ran by the Catholic Church. Also heard this Pope had some freaky allegations on him too. So, yes, I did hear about the baddie disrespecting Emmett Till, but that's not something that's in my consciousness. Baddies, I've never watched baddies. I don't keep up with any of those characters. And so somebody like that disrespecting Emmett Till, I would never be conscious of if I wasn't on a blog or if you didn't just tell me. And I'll never read something like that because the only time I give a concern for a bottom feeder is in a crab boil with Old Bay and seasoning. Other than that, I don't acknowledge bottom feeders. You enjoy them over a nice glass of champagne and cocktail hour at a gala. Yeah, I see Lil Wayne girlfriend suing him for that breakup. Ain't no abuse. Because if it was abuse, she would have been asking for a lawyer when he allegedly knocked her head in between the washer and the dryer. But it was when he put her out that she got on there on Mother's Day with her daughter talking about, it's about to be my birthday. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of these white women's suing these black men. I don't care about it. I'm not giving my platform. I'm not using my vision to look into it. So be it. Because the divine feminine, the divine mother, is spinning the block. And that means if you're a woman and you ain't been in your divine feminine shit, then you're going to be out here catching hell. If you a man and you ain't been doing right by these women, you're going to be out here catching hell. I don't give a fuck. I love Lil Wayne as an artist, but he love in other. And this is what this seems to be. She looking around like shit. Shannon, that girl getting the bag, Cassie getting the bag, everybody getting the bag. This nigga broke up with me. I'm finna get a bag. These bitches is getting bags. May the only bag she get is the one under her eyes. And may Lil Wayne learn his mud-sucking lesson. And if they don't, to hell with them. To hell with them. I don't give a fuck about that. And I love Weezy. But he loved bottom feeders too. He been fucking with bottom feeders for a long time. Now I ain't gonna root for these white women's now, but that's their nature. And I don't get mad at a person for being who they are. I trust a person to be exactly who they are. That's as much as I trust people. Do you trust me? Yes, to be exactly who you are. And that's it. If it's in their nature, why would I be mad at a bear for eating a bitch when it's hungry? Stop fucking with bears when they hungry so you don't get bit. If you out there trying to stick your head in the mouth of a shark because you just want to live life on the edge, then goddamn it, may your life tip on whatever side of the edge that it fall on. May the odds be in your favor, bitch. If you don't live your life on the edge, may the odds be in your favor. May you fall on the edge that's safe, I guess. I don't know. I'm in the middle of a ceremony. I'm opening rows and blocking busters for y'all. I don't have time to lend my energy to bullshit. No, he need to leave Toya where she at. Yeah, good luck to Weezy. He can come pay me, and I won't even charge him the consultation fee, not the reparation consultation fee, not the reparation one. He never said nothing. I don't think so, but Louise got so much woo on him. So many women working a woo on him. Baby working woo. The women's working woo. Everybody is working woo on Weezy, and that's why he stayed in a zombie state. No, Resume need to stay where the hell she had to. No, Lil Wayne don't need no more woman to come save him. No, he need to be a man. He need to be a man and save himself. He need to get himself. His life is just full of women. It's just women's everywhere. Women's. Just women's everywhere. He just love women's now. He ain't gay no more. He delivered. He love women's. Birdman women's. All the women's. Libra man. And he ruled by Venus. That's why that leak. Get up, Weezy. Save yourself. All these women's around you. He know about woo. He know about woo. He just don't know about the clean kind. I don't know what he know. I don't know what Weezy know. I don't know if he know anything. Didn't he say he be in his own world? Do Weezy know that they wooing him? Who knows what Weezy know? Do Weezy know what Weezy know? Do Weezy know what Weezy know? Child, I don't even think I'm strong enough to help Weezy. I can help Kanye before I can help Weezy. Because Weezy enjoy the state that he's in. Kanye don't. He fight it. Weezy gonna be like, no, I like my white women's. And I like my La La Land. Get away from me, jigaboo. You mammy. Weezy look at me like, bitch, I ain't dated a woman that dark since Regine mama. Bitch, get out of my face. Two men that will probably cuss me out for trying to help them. Weezy in academics with three dreads. Bitch, get out my face, jigaboo. How dare you, ugly? Weezy look me up and down like, excuse you? Don't you see our complexion? What is I finna do with you? No, I haven't heard Kanye's new song. Yes, straight Terry Crews. Get away from me, jigaboo. I'll be trying to help him up and he'll tell me, you mean to tell me that you're not white? Yes, your filthy hand off me. Trump, we got one. Call ICE. I used to love Weezy in a way that he would never love me. Ooh, Child, y'all funny. Y'all is funny today. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to it, JD. If you send me Kanye's new song, I can't promise you that I'm gonna listen to it. I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to Kanye's new song. Y'all, I really don't listen to a lot of people's music. Even if I like their music, I'm like Lil Wayne in that way. That's where our Libras cross. I be in my own world. I make my own music that I thoroughly enjoy. So I listen to my music and I entertain myself so much in my thought. I always got something going on. I got y'all. I got too much going on. So I don't know if I'm gonna listen to Kanye's new song. I was never a big Kanye West music fan. Like I thought that it was great. I thought that he was talented, but I wasn't just gonna sit there and listen to his music because it just, I'm a Southern girl, not a Chicago girl. So I'm a YN when I listen to music. When you're in my car, you gonna be looking at me like, who is this? A whole gremlin, a whole thug. And I only back in, okay? So what that tell you about me? What that tell you about what I listen to? I back in only with one hand. It's so racist but catchy. Y'all know what I can't stand that is stuck in my head? Y'all gonna judge me, right? Y'all gonna judge me? Yes, my music is dropping June 20th. I don't talk about it too much because I just feel like I'm the only one who likes my music. So I pop my ish a little bit, but yeah, June 20th, I'll share it from my official YouTube page for Adina the Artist because I do have an official YouTube music page, but I haven't released anything in a couple of years. Yes, Fly God. Y'all gonna judge me? She was a fairy. Yep, yep. She was a fairy. Yep, yep. She was a fairy with a fatty on my daddy. Listen, I sent that to my cousins and my sisters, and they been talking shit about me every day. They was just like, you would be the one. And then my sister texted me the other day and was just like, bitch, why every time I go on TikTok now, after you introduced us to that song, now it's everywhere. You know what I replied? Oh my daddy. And mind you, I don't know any other part of that song except for the chorus. So no, I don't like the song. I like that part. I like the chorus. I don't know what the fuck she says after the chorus. Because I tried to listen to it and then the beat start doing something weird and then she start just like, oh my dun, 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 like it just start getting weird. I was with her on this part. But when she start rapping the verse, I was like, no, 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 no. This is where Auntie has to go. But I'm a fairy. Oh my daddy. And sometimes I judge myself because when it popped up in my mind, like I judged it. I scrolled past it and I was like, what the fuck is this? Then like an hour or two later, something in my mind was like, yep, yep. And then the next day, oh my daddy, it took over my mind in pieces. It started with just like a yep, yep. And then on my daddy. And then one day I was just like, she was a fairy with a fatty. And I was like, no. And I just looked at myself in the mirror silently for like 10 whole seconds, just blinking at myself in judgment and disbelief. Truth moment. I agree. She has very much siren energy. I actually looked at her and I said, this is a lady of the night. This is a lady of the night. And I bet she makes whatever she charges. I said, that's a lady of the night. That's a streetwalker right there. I know one when I see one. I got that siren energy off of her too, because the way she was able to bypass my judgment and suck me in like that, I said, a lady of the night. You heard me, Daquan. A lady of the night. A lady of the night. And if she had said, Dina, you need to pay me $10, I might have said, I got it on my daddy. Somebody come get her, because I tip a bitch. Y'all should see me in the strip club. Come here, little mama. Mm-mm. You want these? If you want these, yeah. Oh, no, bitch. You got to shake something for me. You got to shake something for Big Mama. I throw it. I spin it because I support the naked hustle. I support the sis. I support your grind. But oh my daddy, you better shake something. You better make me see something. You better make me feel something. Do something to make me feel good. I support the naked hustle, but do something for it. You better twerk. I don't want to see no regular twerk too. I'm a wine girl. I'm a Caribbean dancer girl. My hips don't lie. I'm a waistline girl. You got to mesmerize me with your hips or I ain't coming off of shit. But yeah, that fairy girl, yeah, that's a lady of the night. I get siren from her too. Yes. Oh, a former night ballerina. I didn't know that about you. All this time we've been fellowshipping with each other and you didn't tell me you was a ballerina. I could tell from her though. As soon as I looked at her, that little twitch she did with her hip, I said, lady of the motherfucking night. It was right in between this and right in between the little leg thing like that. It was this little shimmy she did. I don't know if y'all caught it. I caught that little shimmy, and that's the lady of the night shimmy. And the way that song, like she make us believe it. She ain't even the most attractive woman to me. And that shit that she put together in her closet, that's not the kind of the music that the goddess listens to. But she made me motherfucking believe it. And so here, bitch, we all fairies, ain't it? I believe it. I believe he want to smack it and he want to grab it. If she said that's what he want to do on her daddy, I believe that bitch. The way she got everybody singing that song, I believe it. I believe she is a lady of the night, and whatever she charge, I believe she get every motherfucking penny. Every motherfucking penny. I don't like nothing about Sexy Red, but for some reason, this little fairy girl, maybe because she gives lady of the night, and for some reason, I just gotta respect it. For something about her just make me want to respect it. I don't like it. It ain't my style, but I'ma respect it. Bitch, fuck it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fairy bitch. Oh my daddy. I love her. I love that song. I ain't even gonna lie. And I had to tell somebody because I was ashamed of myself. But now that y'all don't judge me, I don't have to be ashamed no more. I'm delivered. I'm delivered from shame. Anything else y'all want to know before I go? Because this was my night off. I was supposed to be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this Sunday, I have my doctorate degree live to do Sunday at 6. You guys, we did the cleansing bath last week. I hope you guys went out, got it, tried it. If you didn't, try it, get it. And this week, I'm going to just surprise you guys. I'm not even going to tell you guys what we're going to do, but I'm going to turn you guys into wizards and witches and all the things that the people say are evil in the world. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Hello from South Korea. You're glad you popped in. I was going to say, what the fuck? Yes, I did pop in. I was going to say popper, like, okay, sure. You like West Side? Okay, sure. I live on the northwest side of my town. Am I excited for the horror movies this year? I have not heard of any new horror movies. Enlighten me, my dear, because that's my favorite genre. So enlighten me on them. Your gay friend told you about poppers. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that sounds scary, and I'm not gonna fuck with it. I'm not excited for any of the Final Destination movies because that genre of horror is not my favorite. I did watch Sinners. I don't like the blood gore horror. Give me supernatural horror, psychological horror, occult horror. You know what? Sinners is cute, but as somebody who grew up occulty, it actually was a little bit underwhelming for me. You know, it's a really good underrated occult movie. And this the one I'm talking about is actually the remake, Suspiria. Not the one from 1970 something, but the one they made in like 2018-ish. Suspiria. It's a few. I even like some of the ones that some of the best ones aren't even in English. I like Sinners. It just, it was cute. It was cute. But the stuff I be watching, it's like it's for, black people aren't really occulty people. So for black people, I feel like it gave them that. But I'm a really occulty girl. So that's what it was, Taryn. It was milk. I'm a meat girl. Meat and bones. So I told you guys they were going to be, I have seen Behind Her Eyes. Both sassy, sexy, sassy. I don't consider myself a singer or a rapper or a singer slash rapper. I just like to call myself a person who expresses whatever the fuck they feel at the moment. I have made opera songs. I'm a trained vocalist. I've made opera songs before. I have made every single genre because I felt it at some point. So many people send me beats and stuff, and I haven't been inspired in a long time, but um so yeah, I've seen Behind Her Eyes. Michael B. Jordan looked good in there. I'm not attracted to him. I can see he's handsome. He just doesn't do it for me. No. Can't get a fairy remix from me because I wasn't asked to and I'm not being paid to. I would never disrespect somebody like that unless she came and was just like, you know what? I like your live. I seen your live and I think you should hop on my remix. Then I'll be like, say less, sis, because she is a fairy. Okay. She is a goddess. Yep, yep. She is a goddess. Yep, yep. Okay. She was a goddess. Not a hottie, not a Barbie, not a Barbie. She is a goddess. Yep, yep. Nope. Nope, not as Michael Killmonger Creed. Nobody. I'm not attracted to him. He gives me a new and improved, like a new generation Steve Harvey, and I just can't unsee that. Yes, that's why I can't be in the industry, because if I don't feel it, I won't do it. And I haven't been feeling music in years. I think the last one I made was 2022, and I said that was going to be my last one. No. You're asking me about light skinned guys, and you're about to out me. If you name a whole bunch of light skinned guys, you're going to hear me say no. Ironically, and if any light skinned guys are watching this and was like, no, she ain't feeling me. The last man I dealt with the light was a light skinned man, and he tried to ruin my life. So the one time I went there was the worst experience. You know, he was gorgeous, but he tried to ruin my life. He stole a business from me, tried to steal my real estate, a 5-figure real estate commission, and used my best friend to do it all because he wanted to hurt me. Because I told him that I wasn't gonna let him inside of my vagina anymore. And he said, oh, tell a Scorpio that's sprung. Don't put it on a listen, I'm finna preach to y'all. This is why I be abstinent. So now, Jalen Hurst, he's nice looking. You know what? I could do that. I could do Jalen Hurst. I could do that because his energy is very chill. He doesn't give flashy. He gives very laid back. Like I'm good not being on the scene. That energy is very sexy to me because it gives me secure in yourself, not seeking validation, secure in your relationship, not seeking, you know, a bunch of thrill, but you good. I'm good right where I'm at. Me and my bae, you know, he gives that. I could do Jalen. He's handsome because of his energy. Michael, what's his name? Michael Jordan, what, Michael B. Jordan. He gives, like, if you think he's attractive, so does he. And I don't like that energy because you can be like, I don't know. It's energy that I'm attracted to, energy and intellect. But I have not dealt with too many light skinned men ever, actually. And maybe this have I ever wanted to play in the snow? When I was 9, there was this white boy that my first crush. He was white. Michael Jackson was my second crush, and he was close enough. That was it. No white man has ever made me look at him and feel away. And I can size a man up and determine whether he's, you know, if I don't feel away, then I'm not even going to bother giving you my number, even if you're attractive. So I will read your energy first, sniff you out. I've never met a white man that made me feel like, what is this? What is this? I'm feeling real colonizing lately. What is this spirit of colonization coming upon me here? What? Hello, my name is Adina, and I do eat raisins in my potato salad. Actually, it sounds delicious. I've never felt that way before. Not saying it can't happen, but you know, ain't no white man ever made me feel ancestrally. I got a real strong spirit. You got to be real spirited to move me. And I don't know if a white man has enough spirit, enough soul to move me. Now, if they want to be up for the challenge, good luck to that man. But yes, I've never had a man say, you know what? Maybe Kanye was right. Slavery was a choice. Unless a white man makes me feel like Kanye was right and slavery was a choice, then I can't do it. But if he can make me question that, then I may be able to question. Hello from Holland. Hello, Harm. Hallie got a restraining order on DVD. I said she was going to try to get some kind of judgment, ain't I? Because judgment was in his outcome, ain't it? Wasn't it? I told y'all she was going to get a judgment and she was going to handle it the legal way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I told y'all that Diddy and them was going to smear campaign Cassie. Have her up there defending her honor. But that good baby bump was going to kind of be a saving grace. Who beat who? Who? What is going on? Some news must be breaking right now while y'all on the live. Shall we shut down the live so that y'all can get the tea? The G beat Hallie? She let him beat her? She a Aries. I Okay. I don't see Hallie letting DDG beat her at all. But honey, if this is what you got to do to shut that man up, oh God. Well, let's look into it. Since it just broke while we're sitting here together, let's look into it, guys. Most High, Mother and Father God. Nope, nope, nope. I'll give it its own little reading so that I don't jumble and people don't have to sit through one reading to find another one. So I'll just ask this: Spirit, has DDG ever physically abused his child's mother, Hallie? I'll just say that and then I'll shut down. We not letting you handle us. What? I'm not trying to handle you guys. He knocked her teeth out. I'm just reading comments. All I see is her teeth. No, we ain't letting you handle us. No, her teeth. DVD. Spirit, has DDG ever physically abused Hallie? Y'all just be letting anybody put hands on y'all. Man, I ain't saying it's right, but I'm old enough to have a past. And in my past, having an no. I don't think so. I don't think so. However, he has hurt her in more ways than one. No, but she wants to be done with him. And she wants to hurt him back because of what he's been doing to her, playing on her top in the media. And she knew that saying he abused her would help her definitely get the immediate restraining order. Now he can't go online and trash her. And maybe, just maybe, he was planning to for some reason. So no, if he did, then I would have seen these in reverse. Because these in reverse, either one of these in reverse gives me abusive. But no, Five of Cups though. This is hurt and wanting to be done for good with someone. He may, even if he did knock out her teeth, I don't see it was just like, oh, Hallie, so you won't eat the cake? Bing, bing. I didn't see it like that. I don't see it like that. And I ask about abuse. So no, I don't see that he was minking her. But both of them together, tussling and stuff, arguing and tussling, not even really fighting, but tussling. I can see her like a childish, the kind of tussling and play fighting that you do when you 19 and 20 and you still really, really young, and you and your boyfriend, y'all get into it and y'all just tussle and fight. So no, I don't see him saying, Hallie, you didn't heat up my oodles and noodles the way I told you to. I don't see that. I can see him doing stuff to annoy her getting annoyed, and then they start tussling because of that. Like, stop, Daryl, and no, stop. And now they're both kind of getting serious. I got that, but I don't get, yeah, I get tussle. I don't get mink. I don't get that. One of these would have been in reverse because both of these are cards of an abuser. Both of these alone, but together, both of these are an abuser. Sure, she's a victim of types of abuse: mental abuse, gaslighting, emotional abuse, social media abuse. Sure, absolutely. Has he ever maybe gotten a little rougher with her than she's accustomed to? Maybe. Was he like doing it to like Ike her? I don't see that. Might there have been some underlying aggression though? Absolutely. They're both children. They both give really, 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 really immature, childish, green energy. The difference, though, is Hallie became a mother and she grew up and matured more. DDG is still very much a little boy. Rough housing. But sometimes you can rough house and then get serious and still not end up in a full fight. Like you can rough house and start out playing, but then one of y'all could turn serious and still be rough housing, but now you kind of serious. So now you hitting a little harder. Other person still think y'all rough housing though until somebody gets hurt or get they chip tooth, their tooth chipped. That's what I see in my mind. Yep, well, like I said, I don't give a fuck about these people really. I read them for y'all, for the views, honey. I do this for the clicks and the views, honey. I do this for the clout. I do this so that y'all can watch me and see that she be reading stuff and it be coming true. Marketing and advertising. I don't feel bad for neither one because I was young before and I done did some shit in my relationships that I wish I could forget. I done been minked and I done minked right back. You know, I'm not saying I'm proud of any of that, but I was, and I never even thought to call it domestic violence because back then it was just like, shoot, I was dating thugs and I thought that shit was cute, to be honest. Oh, honey, Taryn, listen, a crash out. I ain't never crashed out until my relationships brought out my crash out. I fought so many of my boyfriends. Any dude I ever dealt with probably caught hands from me before. Until I moved to South Florida for the first time when I was 15, moved to Broward and mess and start dealing with real thugs. And they start hitting me first. That's when it started. Cause them dudes, my mouth, my mouth, my mouth, my mouth, my mouth. I don't even talk a lot of trash. But if I say three things to you, those three things are going to cut you. I'm not going to waste my words or my breath. And I also never used to like to listen to nobody. And because I felt like we just dating, I'm young. Y'all ain't my husband. Y'all ain't my daddy. This is a good time. This ain't even serious. So I'm not finna be serious about you. Guys used to get so mad at me because I wouldn't be serious enough with them. They used to try to beat it into me like, nah, nah. Like how many times have I heard, oh, you think a nigga playing? It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that now. I'm laughing because I survived. How many times I've heard, oh, you think a ninja playing? And I still laughed in their face. And then somebody mink me, and now we both minking in the car, or minking in the middle of the street. I done been in that situation. Yes, honey. I done came to people's houses before with firearms like this, knocking them with that thing. I'm my daddy. I'm my daddy's son. hmm No, submission is in me, but you have to. I have to respect it first. Like you can't subdue me. You can't force me into submission. There are some men that, just because of who they are, the man that they are. I told you I dealt with an African, and honey, I bent like a pretzel. I was soft and tender with him. Absolutely. And I wanted to. I made sure with my husband, I'm a great wife. I'm a great wife. That's why I'm so bougie now because I was a wife for 12 years. And I know how good of a wife I am, how good of a person I am, period. You got to be a good person to be a good wife. Not everybody deserves submission, and I have to respect you before I can submit to you. And I don't respect every man I meet. I met an African man. To this day, I will always speak highly of him. I will always have love for him because of how he made me feel about myself. That man told me one day, why don't you become an ambassador? You be good at it. Bitch had me taking the test. I was taking the practice test. I was like, what? You think I can be an ambassador? Ambassador? Say less. If you see that in me, then maybe I can do it. I was taking the practice exam and everything. Taught me how to trade options and things. And this was coming off of my divorce when I was very low. Didn't ask me for anything. Just was just like, just chatting one day, small talk. Next thing you know, I trade stocks and I want to know, I'm recently divorced. I'm trying to get back on my feet and build my life up and be strong and build something that can't no man ever take away from me if he decides to up and leave me after he's committed to me. And he was just like, no woman should be treated that way. No, nobody, you know, African men think different. Some of them think different. And he just felt like despite wanting a divorce, you shouldn't have been left like that the way you were, even though I walked away. But I absolutely respected that man because maybe because he was a Leo. He was very confident. He was very self-assured. He was very emotionally stable and mature. That's what I love the most because I wasn't in a stable emotional place, but he was. And because he was, I didn't want to trip. I didn't want to let my trauma taint his Leo energy. So it made me check myself. I actually start being like, you know what? I think I'm going to heal so that I don't taint this man with my funk. I submitted and respected, and to this day, I respect him. Haven't talked to him in a few years, but some, but yeah, when I was younger, I was dealing with older guys who like younger girls, and if they were messing with me, then it was because they already had that energy in them. I attracted them though because I did too. But no, I used to, I typically use, I have a way of bringing out the worst in men when they are expecting like a traditional female experience. And I don't give that at first. You only get that from me after I've already let you through the barriers. Otherwise, you're going to get this very strong version of me. And a lot of men, yes. And I like that. I'm going to present myself in all of my strength first so that you can see all of my strength first and don't be afraid of it or intimidated by it at first. But if a man is cool, calm, and collected, even like to say something like, you know what, that's a strong woman, but who wouldn't want a strong woman? Versus some men saying, she too much. She's too much. She needs to, I want to, like, I don't backtalk or anything like that. But like my ex-husband used to say that I intimidated him because of my work ethic. And for a lot of men, my work ethic is masculine. They don't expect that from a woman. That was my issue with Andrew. He wanted me to talk to him more softer. He said, I want you to talk to me like Natasha does. But Natasha wants to suck your... Natasha's thirsty for you. I'm not. I'm not thirsty. So I'm not going to be around you knowing that after she's not in front of you, that's not the way she is. No, 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 no. You courted me because you felt like I was intelligent and I was a good businesswoman. So that's what you're going to get. And then if I like you later on down the line, I'll soften up. But until then, this is what you get. And I kind of have to do that because it's a defensive it's a protection mechanism. I'm a spiritual girl. I have a lot of vulnerabilities that a lot of people can take and do real harm to me with. And I'm a really sweet girl. I'm a very sweet girl. And so I always feel like I have to introduce you all to Big Mama Busset first so that people don't play with me. And if people still like me after that, or they can see, you know, the softy in me, because a lot of people are like, we see that you tender, and I am. But most men, they want to beat me into submission, and I don't submit to anyone until it's earned, like respect. And a lot of men don't, they don't get that. They want me to just be real. I don't know. I don't know, but a lot of men do things to make me feel like I need to be. They try to humble me in a lot of ways. That's been my experience, and I haven't met a lot of men that just valued who I am, except for the African guy. And Andrew did at first. That's why he wanted me to be his business partner. But then when we start mixing the whoopee with it, and he enjoyed it, because he was talking about cutting off all his other partners and stuff, and I was just like, all right, you sounded like you're getting tender, but we agreed that this was business first. You sound like you're getting tender. And that started to scare me, because the more we had sex, the more tender he got. And when he got tender, the things that I like about him started to disappear. Like, I thought that he was a really, really, really strong businessman and emotionally intelligent. Then I start seeing that, like, he would put business to the side for bullshit or for things that he was prioritizing. And that turned me off. Because one of the things I liked about you was that I thought you were a boss. So I think I just made him soft and tender. And then once I saw how that was, I was just like, no, we're going to cut the sex out so that we can just do the business, because sex is good, but I'm never going to mess up my business. So we were only 4 whoopies in, and I said, let's just cut this off now before we progress, because I can foresee this starting to get messy. And I thought that this was a situation that you could handle, but he didn't compare me. He used to do that because he and Natasha were Scorpios, very low vibrational. A low vibrational Scorpio man will do something like that. Like one time, the first time he tried to have sex with me, I guess he didn't really. Maybe he did ask, and I kind of just ignored him because of the way he said it. And when I ignored him, he was like, "Fine, I'll go to the strip club." And I was like, "Okay." I didn't even realize that he was saying it to try to like strike a nerve with me, because most women would have been like, what you going to the strip club and what, but I was just like, oh, okay, all right. So I hopped out. Didn't I was just like, okay. It didn't register to me that he was trying to make me jealous. I'm not a jealous girl, so I didn't think about it until I start realizing more things. I did care though. I did care, but I'm not tender like that. So when we're business partners first, and we both agree, because Andrew was the one who said, make sure, because I got good dick. So don't fall in love and get in your feelings. And I just laughed, because I'm like, sir, I haven't felt anything in years. You're in for the ride of your life. But then when we did, he started getting tender and getting in his feelings. I didn't feel shit. I cared about him because we were business partners. Me, him, and Natasha, we were trying to build a relationship like we were family. So the 3 of us, would tell each other we loved each other and stuff like that, because we were like, we're going to be partners for the rest of our lives. We had it in our contract that we were going to make sure that if anything happened to us, that our children or whatever, our beneficiaries, would be looked after. So I valued them. But because we were business partners and our agreement was that we weren't going to try to be emotional with each other, if that's the contract that I signed up front, then I'm not going to change those terms. Even if you start changing, I'm still going to stick to our initial agreement. Even if I did feel away, I'm not going to give that. And that's usually my problem with men, because they want me, they want me to act like I care. And a lot of times I care, and sometimes it doesn't come across the way I think it does. And I get that from my mother, because my mother is cold. So I valued Natasha because I thought that she was teaching me how to be softer, because I thought I was too harsh and too hard, and I thought I was becoming like my mother. I've had men, my ex-boss, tell me after my divorce, he was like, "You're so cold. You think the world is out to get you." And I was like, "Well, it is. And I have to be this way." But then I start thinking, and I was like, I don't want to live in defense mode. And so I thought I could learn to be softer from Natasha, because she just exuded this really, really girly, feminine energy. Even though she's almost 50, she just exuded this really naive, innocent, girly. Like, Natasha had ninjas. And I didn't think she was that attractive either. But I don't judge my friends and stuff like that. I thought her spirit was beautiful, and I thought she loved me. So I loved her back. But she had niggas everywhere. She had a new ninja every day. She was getting screwed all the time. And it was dry city for me. It's just like, I just like, maybe it's because I give off a certain energy. So I value her because I was trying to learn from her how to not be so tough all the time. And the moment let my guard down is when I really needed to be tough. Because the moment I let my guard down is when they shanked me. Natasha Natasha wanted to morph into me. She wanted to become me. I had noticed that she had started saying words that I said, like bet. Instead of saying, okay, bet. That's something I say. That's something I say to my family and stuff when we talking. All right, bet. She had never said that. Natasha was like almost 50, so she's from a different generation. She's older. And I start noticing her saying stuff like bet. I would overhear her threatening to put people in jars. She never did a woo in her life. But because she was always around me doing woo, I would overhear her, when she's selling out to people. And I ain't worried about it, because I'll put that bitch in a jar. And like, her kids would like drop tea about stuff that she was doing and saying when I wasn't around. Like, they'd be like, "Why you always saying that? Adina be the one doing that. You ain't never, you always be saying." And I was just, I noticed stuff like that, but I thought it was cute. I'm not a judgmental person. And I'm very good at letting things slide until I'm tried. And I thought it was cute. I did. I thought it was harmless. It was annoying sometimes, but I thought it was harmless. My mama, though, my mama was like, watch her. Because Natasha one day was just like, she used to look at me with googly eyes. She would speak so highly to me and about me to other people that it made me uncomfortable. It gave me red flags, because I feel like anybody who puts me up on a pedestal like that I didn't ask to be on, bitch. Like, she would do the most, and I'd be like, stop praising me so much. It makes me uncomfortable. That person will eventually resent the pedestal that they put you on. And it can happen overnight, and you will never know. That's exactly what happened. People would come to be like, "Oh my God, Natasha said, she just spoke so highly. Adina is an angel. She changed my life." She would just lay it on thick. She love bombed me. I hadn't heard my mama ain't said I love you in years. So that's not something I'm accustomed to. It felt good for someone to openly love on me like that. And I just was like, "Oh my gosh, she loves me. I'm going to love her back." But one day she was just like looking at me with googly eyes as I was talking or doing something. And she was like, "See, I want what you have. I want that. I want what you have." Actually, I was doing a ceremony for one of you in here. A fuck around and find out. Rosia, it was for you. That first fuck around and find out I did. She was like, "I want what you have. I want I want that. I want that what you have. And my mama caught it, but I didn't. I was like, girl, no, you don't. I be stressed. I've been through trauma. I've been through things. My mama was like, red flag, red flag. And I was like, you think everything is a red flag? Because my mama ain't got friends. She don't have female friends. And it's because she's been done wrong by her female friends from middle school and high school. So after that, she just said, fuck it. We got a family full of women. We each other friends. So my mama is any woman. My mama is going to, first of all, side eye you. She gonna side eye you first. You guilty until proven innocent with my mama. If you're a woman trying to be one of our friends, because she feel like women ain't friendly. So what the fuck are you trying to be my friend for? Who sent you? She has a stellium in Aquarius, so she don't feel too much. She ain't tender. My mom ain't tender, so I ain't. But she and I was just like, but you don't trust no woman. You think every woman is the devil, including me. But she was right about that one. She was definitely right about that one. When me and Andrew start boinking, because my mama knew that Natasha had a crush on him first. She did. She had a crush on him first, but it was just like a, oh my God, he's so fine. But that he was way out of her league. She would have never had a chance with him. And the first time he saw me and her together, the first time he met us, he was already on my dick. So even though she had a crush on him, and he didn't want me to tell her that we were, but as a friend, I was like, no, that's not right, because I want to make sure she don't feel away. But she never had a chance. So if she's watching this, he said, he said when you used to do your real estate Wednesdays, he wanted you to back your face away from the camera because it was too much of your face in the camera. Anyways, my mom is an Aquarius. She has all planets but two in Aquarius. So she's very Aquarian. Not like the Megan Thee Stallion Aquarian. She's just real cold. She's not nurturing. Ruled by Saturn. She has a gift too. She has my gift of sight, but my mother said that God told her she would have the gift, but she wouldn't be able to operate in the office. That's where her child comes in because I operate in the office. I do the work. I do the woo. She can see the things, but she said God told her she won't be able to be a prophetess. She'll just be able to see some things, but she won't be able to do the things. They are unhinged. Everybody thought I got into therapy because of my daddy issues, but no, it was my mama issues. I had abandonment issues from my dad because he was in prison. My mama raised me though. That's what I needed therapy. That's what I needed the therapy for. I was raised by an Aquarius with 7 planets in Aquarius. I ain't been hugged in a long time. I ain't been said I ain't been told I loved you in a long time. I didn't get none of that nurturing that most girls get. And yes, me and my mama in my early life, we were enemies energetically. I was a people pleaser to her. I always did things to try to make her like me, but it never worked. It just never worked. Until one day I got grown and said, fuck trying to make her like me. Then she started liking me. Once I didn't want her to like me, now I can't get her off my dick. She told me the other day, last week, because I told her, I was joking with her about having favorites. And I always joked with her about my 2 sisters being her favorites because they're younger and they were raised different. She nurtured them, she was softer with them. I'm the firstborn. And surprisingly, she was like, I don't have favorites, but if I did, it would probably be you. And I was like, girl, ironically, I mentally and energetically cut you off like a couple years ago. So now I got to try to be open to my mama being this softer and tender, sensitive version of herself as she's getting older. It's weird. It's weird. All right. Enough of just chatting. It's about 4:20. I already rolled up. I got one that I was about to fire up before I. Oh, yeah, good and long and thick, like I like them. No sticks around here, no little shorties. But I decided to hop on live right in the middle of me getting ready to do 420. I was like, let me go and do live right quick before I get comfortable and snatch off my wig and my bra. Before I snatch off my wig and my bra, let me go on in here and talk to these people. Thank you, Elian. I think that's how you say your name. You know, Scorpios used to be my favorite until Andrew and Natasha, and now I'm a little bit scared of you guys. My whole seventh house is in Scorpio. The house of relationships is in my seventh house is in Scorpio, and Pluto is in that bitch. It's Scorpio's ruler is in there. And so relationships for me usually come with some sort of trauma, some Scorpio energy. And actually, Pluto and Mercury are in my seventh house in Scorpio. My husband was a Gemini. There's Mercury. And the man who changed my life forever, Andrew, for the good, bad, and the ugly, he's a Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. So I would say both of my marriages, because I always said I would never get married again. And then when we entered that partnership, I would joke to Andrew and Natasha. I was like, "How I said I wasn't going to never get married again." And I end up with a husband and a wife. Because to me, signing that partnership agreement was the equivalent of signing a marriage contract. And so both of my marriages are in my seventh house because I have Mercury and Pluto in seventh house. My marriage to my husband, my contractual legally binding marriage was with a Gemini. There's Mercury. And then my partnership, which was a legally binding partnership marriage, was with a Scorpio, Pluto. I may not get married again. I ain't got no more planets in my seventh house. And if I do, none of them will be karmic. Those were valuable lessons for me. My first husband and Andrew, my business partner. Those were karmic lessons for me. And I've learned them. I have learned the lessons. I've grown. And so that's why I ain't tender. You got to get the tender out of me because Auntie been through some things. All right. Scorpio Mars, it does make you dark. And because my descendant is in Scorpio, I'm so attracted to Scorpios. Not even talking about physically, but energetically. But the last time I did, you guys stung the shit out of me with those little stingers. And then I had to step on those little scorpions. I had to just step on them. Can you have me for yourself? Why would you want to be selfish and hog me like that when there's so many people in here that won't? So, no, you can't have me to yourself. I am a part of a lot of people's village. You got to share me, okay? Can you have me for yourself? That's a hefty price tag you asking for, buddy. Can I see your physical and spiritual bank account, your energetic bank account as well? You asking for things I don't think you can afford. Can you afford the maintenance of having me to yourself? I don't think so. I can barely afford that shit. And now we just talking physical. Energetically, I ain't met a soul can afford it. So in short, no. Can you see all of my tattoo? Abso-fucking-lutely, including that one. Sure. I'm gonna always be single. Maybe. Until I don't want to be. Because see, the difference between you and me is that it's a choice for me. It's always just a choice for me. Pirate Pete, you ain't got no choice but to be single. Girls got options. Popcorn ceiling, no mortgage. Just property taxes. I ain't got no mortgage or no car payment. Okay? Clean bills, honey. Just clean. Just clean, bitch. You worrying about my popcorn ceilings. But you know, there's a deed for this. And my name happens to be on it. And I ain't talking about no mortgage. See how that's a flex? See how I don't care about having popcorn ceilings when they paid off? When it's paid off? You worried about a popcorn ceiling. Listen, I've turned down things that you'll probably never be offered in your life. I've walked away from more that you'll probably, and I don't never flex, but listen, because my flex is in my character and my spirit, but don't be coming for my popcorn ceilings when the mortgage in this house is fully paid off. That means anybody in my family at any given time, if they fall on hard times, they got somewhere to come. And I got a ton of people in my family, and a lot of them are single mothers with young children. So somebody gonna need somewhere to come. Now I'm getting ready to move out next year. But this house gonna still be here in my family with its popcorn ceilings. So in case anybody needs it, they ain't got to worry about no rent while they getting on their feet. Make sure when you coming for my situation, make sure I can't eat you up just one little, I just can't eat you up real quick. Just like you just got ate up. Just as, I ate a little bit. I ate a little bit. You know how I feel waking up in the morning and not having to worry about a mortgage or a car payment? I got other bills to worry about, but not them two. You know how the fuck I feel every morning when I wake up that way? Happy as fuck. I look up at these popcorn ceilings with the stars on them because they old school. This was my grandmama in them house. But that means my grandparents had something to leave behind as well. Then, with my real estate education that I've accumulated not by school only, but also by experience, I turned around and then I started helping my family members buy their first homes. You can never come from my popcorn ceilings when you looking at a generational curse breaker in the flesh. Bitch. Fuck you thought. Oh, y'all thought my face was my flex? Y'all thought this Amex that never declines was my flex? No, bitch. It's how I step. It's the fact that I'm smart. I is special. I is kind. And on that note, Bitch is actually my favorite word, and the N word. I'm so high vibrational, so conscious, but I have such a filthy mouth. And when I ride, I listen to the most thugged out YN music. But JD, get out of here with that that money in a Ziploc bag. It does. I haven't even reached my pinnacle of success. But when I look back over my life and the things that I have done, and I look around and see where my peers are, oh honey, I'm real humble online. But I don't want no other troll to come on here and come for me about anything that I own, because I will remind you that I own it. This is black excellence that you see. I don't have to be a celebrity to be a black excellence. I'm not even going to run down all my accomplishments and my pedigree. But let me say this for the trolls and any other troll that may come in the future. I'm going to eat you up. I'm real humble. I'm going to eat you up. And I ain't young. I've been around for almost 38 years. That means I got 38 years worth of shit that I can flex on. I got more shit I can flex on than I got to be ashamed of. I have a good soul. I've lived a good life. I could flex. I ain't used to be this way, Phoenix, until actually I did. But I didn't consciously give this. I didn't start consciously just saying, fuck it, this is me. I did a lot of trying to people please, because growing up with my mama and growing up with, the traumatic circumstances I did, for my sanity, I just needed for everybody to like me so that I can feel safe. And then after 30 years, 30 plus years of doing that, in spirit saying, see, where the fuck did that get you? Other than tried. Stop running from the fact that you're a woo lady. Stop running from the fact that you really don't like people that you say you like. You have a Libra sun, but you got an Aries moon, which means on the outside, I may be like, sure. On the inside, I'm like, I just decided one day to just be honest with myself. And that came after Andrew and Natasha, because I found out then that I had cysts in my breasts that I'm probably not going to get rid of. So does my mother. And her mother had breast cancer, which is why I thought when I had that lump in my breast that I told you guys about, first thing I thought was cancer. It was huge. It was it was this size. Now imagine having a lump in your breast, not just a knot, something from here to here. Painful. And I'm always conscious of it there. So, and I knew it was there, but it didn't grow like that until that situation with Andrew and Natasha. That was so traumatic for me. And I'm not even going to tell you guys about that day, the day that it happened, and the trauma shock that went through my body. What I did when I got home, the scream that I let out of my gut that I've never heard before. The next day, this boob was twice the size. It looked just like this. This boob looked like this. This boob looked like this. And I was just like, I probably have cancer. When my doctors rushed me, they rushed me to get that emergency ultrasound and sonogram. It was so serious that a cancer charity organization paid for my ultrasound and sonogram because I had to get it so quickly. It was so much money for those two tests. And because that lump in my breast was so big, my doctor contacted a breast cancer charity organization, and they paid my bill. Everybody thought I did. And then when I found out that I didn't, when that doctor said you just have really lumpy, cysty breasts, and you probably always will, but they're benign. I said, fuck no. I'm going to live. I'm just gonna live. And that's what I've been doing since. What's my North Node, Taryn? Aries. Moon Aries, North Node Aries, Jupiter Aries, all in the 12th house. And we do want to keep the peace. Libras, if they people please, it's because if they show you who they really are, you might not like them. The other side of Libra is Aries. Aries is the individual. Aries is it doesn't care. It does what it wants. It's assertive. It's the complete opposite of a Libra. But Libras are so conscious of humans because we're the scale. Every other zodiac sign is an animate object except for Libra. So we're like observers of humans. We know that humans cannot like you if you're such and such and such. So Libras get in their head and overanalyze themselves and then come up with reasons to hide our true selves from people so that we don't end up in a confrontation. And sometimes we do it because we don't want to hurt your feelings. Akana Chris, if I had breast implants, bitch, would my titties look this small? Would I have gotten a B cup implant? You got to ask me some better questions while I'm willing to entertain you. Who gets a B cup breast implants? I'm a B cup. I'm gonna get an implant. It's gonna be a nice hefty C. Do I look like I got implants? You see more chest than titty. Child, anyways. I'm finna go smoke this marijuana. We've been talking about all kind of bullshit ever since Tory Lanez. I've been telling y'all all my life tea, letting y'all know me more than I like for people to know me. I don't like for people to know me. And here I am, letting y'all know me. Now I got to go be secretive about something and mysterious for the rest of the week because I feel like I've been vulnerable. I miss my old trolls, but YouTube did something funny. I don't even get the same amount of views on my lives I get. And so I guess those views was coming from my trolls. I guess the views was coming from my trolls. Thank you, Phoenix. I pride myself on being an open book. And I always say that I'm this way because I've had a very, very, very eventful life. And I feel like if I don't learn from it and then tell people about it, then I went through everything for nothing. The good, the bad, the ugly, it was all for nothing. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I know a lot of the hotties aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm going to be praying for Tory Lanez. No, I didn't pray for Megan Thee Stallion because her life was not on the line. She wasn't near death. You know, I used to take pride, Taryn, in people calling me strong. And then sometime this year or maybe last year, I start thinking, bitch, I'm tired. I'm tired of having to be strong. I don't even want that to be my flex no more because that used to be my biggest flex, my strength. I said, bitch, if I've had to be this strong all my life, no, I don't want that to be my thing anymore. No, but I am extremely strong. I come from a bunch of extremely strong women who have been through things and have not had strong men as protectors. We've had to be the protectors around here, the women. And so the women in my family are more feisty, more strong than the men. That's probably why I give off that energy. And it takes an equally strong man for me to submit to that, because in my family, a lot of these men is weak. Oh, no, it's okay. I don't mind being strong. It's just something I'm tired. I'm tired of being strong, child. I don't want to be strong no more. I don't want to have to be. And good thing is, I don't. I'm not in the era where I have to be strong. You guys are actually looking at me in my soft girl era. And no, I don't have a man. But that just shows you that when you are a goddess, the soft girl era is one that you create for yourself. A man just makes it, he's supposed to make it softer, but it's supposed to be soft already. I'm in my soft girl era. I don't stress anymore about anything. I don't have a lot of stresses on me anymore. And when I do, they get taken away. They just disappear. I don't have any more enemies, open enemies. If I have enemies, they're hidden, and may you fall teeter-totter on the side of the edge that hurts you most. You know, you found the right one and the wrong one to play with. Um, so yeah, I'm in my soft girl era. I drink wine and champagne as much as I want to. I wake up with a smile on my face. I have people telling me they love me every day, and I love them back. The kids think I'm the best thing that ever happened to them. So that makes me a rich auntie, because my nieces and nephews adore me. So I am a rich auntie. My spirits are proud. They're getting the attention and the energy they deserve. My ancestors are proud. My mama is proud of me. I never felt like she liked me. My mama said if any of her kids would be considered her favorite, it'd be me. She said I was her BFF, and I almost had to hurt her feelings and tell her, girl, no, we not. I'm not one of your little friends. But I just let her believe that, because she needs that from me. And I didn't grow up getting the things I need from her, but here I am mothering my mother. So I will let her think she's my BFF, but really it's you guys. Oh, yes, this is what the soft life looks like. Thank you. I love you too, especially JD. I love you especially because, listen, Nicki Minaj is blessed to have you as a bard. If having you as a blessed baby is what Nicki Minaj feels from her barbs, then I get it. I get how Nicki Minaj can go so hard for her barbs. If the way they make her feel is the way you guys make me feel, this little family situation we have going on, and it's not just me, it's even with the way you guys interact and show up and show love to each other. It's like a little community that we've built. And social media is such a cesspool these days. And when I reflect on my little platform and my community, I just be like, you really are that girl. You really are not like them. You're not one of them. You different. Because everywhere you go, you leave a trail of love and fairies behind you. And even coming on YouTube, I could have found myself in the worst of the worst algorithm, but I have seemed to weed out a community of some of the most kind-hearted and genuine people in the social media world. And I just be like, how did I get it now. I get how I ended up in an environment like that, because I'm a lover girl, a true one, which is why it doesn't come easy. So the fact that I have seemed to amass such a big community of such good people, it gives wealthy. It gives wealthy. It gives she's wealthy. I mean, popcorn ceilings and all. I'm in good company. I ain't got a bunch of enemies. Ain't nobody ever called me a B word to my face in 30 some years. That means I try to do right by people. My elders alive are proud of me. They all have good things to say about me. They all call on me to cook for them, fix their wigs, and when they throwing stuff, I'm always on the VIP list. I'm on everybody's party list. Wealthy girl. And in return, the reflection that I see that are projected out is the same energy, the same kind of good people. So that's how I know I'm that girl, because of you guys. I couldn't be in the company of such good people if I wasn't a good people. And so, shout out to popcorn ceilings, paid off mortgages, and good people. Love you guys.